Hello, friends. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a very interesting piece we're going to restore. It's a 1920s or right around there hickory shafted golf club from the Cupples Company that was in St. Louis, Missouri. This golf club is it's still in pretty good shape. I found it at a flea market and it was only $5, so I couldn't pass it up. I've never restored a golf club before, so you're going to have to bear with me. What I have learned is that this isn't one of the nicer golf clubs that you could restore, or at least from that period. This is something more run of the mill that you could find at your department store. But either way, we're going to give our best at restoring it. Each of these hickory shafted golf clubs have a rod that goes through the top of the head all the way through the wooden shaft. You can see me here, I'm using a punch to try to punch that through. Now, as I understand it, sometimes you can actually punch that through by just nailing it gently and it will fall through the other side. That's why I took that, or drilled a hole in that 2x4 that you can see underneath the club. In this case, we're going to have to drill it out, and as I understand, in most cases, you have to do that as well. Hitting with the hole punch, though, definitely got it started for me, and it was pretty easy to drill out. It probably wasn't a stainless steel or something, like an iron pin. It was fairly easy with a metal bit just to drill out. So you'll see that it's being taken care of here. Getting both sides drilled out was like I said, fairly easy. It just kind of comes off and drills out, and there really isn't too much to worry about. Getting the head off is a much different story, as you'll see coming up here in a few seconds. So the important thing is you want to have this as clean as possible, because you're going to be reinserting some sort of a rod into that same hole once you get this all put back together. So you can see I've got a pretty clean hole here, and we're going to go ahead and start trying to remove the head. Now, I didn't want the hickory shaft, of course, to get damaged by the heat, and I'm really just taking like a plumber's torch here to try to activate that glue. Now, the glue, remind you, is about 100 years old or older, so it's going to take a little while to wake up. This wasn't too bad, though. The leather that I've got wrapped around that hickory shaft, as you can see, is protecting the hickory, so it does not get burnt during this process. But it is going to take a little work to get this off. Now, what I know about this company is that it started in 1851, and through its history up until the 20s and 30s, I believe, it made just about anything that you could imagine for housewares and everything else. But they did a lot of wood products as well, which is probably where they sourced the hickory. Now, like I said, learning from the Hickory Hacker YouTube channel, this isn't one of your nicer brands that you would probably buy at a pro shop back in the day. Now, it is a pretty decent club, but it's not your top of the line. You'll see that my first crack here at taking the head cover off wasn't great, so I'm going to have to go back in with the torch and warm it up a little bit more. It's really not too bad. I think I've only been at this for a little over a minute, so, patience definitely pays off in this circumstance. Now, you'll see that it's going to start smoking. That is actually the glue that starts burning, and it's coming out of the hole that I drilled out. This is a pretty good sign that it's ready, and I'm trying to do my best not to shoot the flames down into that hole, but usually when you start seeing something like that, it's about ready. Just a gentle pull and a twist, and it comes right off. So what we're going to notice is that in this case, the hickory shaft, as you would imagine, it is cracked. But that's okay. We can definitely repair that crack. There's no big deal. We are ready to glue that back together, and it should do just fine. But before we get into that process, we need to get this head in some vinegar. It really just your old distilled vinegar in a Rubbermaid container or whatever container of your choosing and let it sit for about 24 hours, and we can take a wire brush to it and it will get most of that rust off. You can buy rust remover. I'm sure it would work great, but most people have vinegar laying around and it's super cheap. So we're just going to let this soak for 24 hours. Thank you for watching part 1. In part 2, we're going to remove the original leather grip, and we're also going to do some repairs to the hickory shaft. Appreciate you watching. If you'd like to see part 2, click subscribe and you'll be notified when the next video drops. Have a great day.